Hi, I'm Nathan and welcome to Ninja Monkey, the place for all things related to Japan, where I'm currently focusing on what's going on behind Japan's closed borders. My aim is to put all the readily available information into one place to make it easy for you to follow what's happening behind Japan's closed borders so that you can make informed decisions leading to hopefully answering the question, when will Japan's border open? And as always, all links are included in the video description so that you can do your own reading if you wish to. Timestamps are also available for your convenience too. In this video, I'll go into the vaccine and the cases in Tokyo and nationwide. We will also look at some very important information regarding some potential signals about the changes of how the vaccine passport will be used and potentially allowing travel. And I will also explore how sadly some Pokemon stores are closing down, and I'll continue to look into what future updates await us once we can enter. I continue to believe that keeping informed regarding relevant statistics is important and that Japan striking a good balance between cases nationwide and the vaccine rollout continues to be a crucial part of how Japan will slowly open up its border. So let's look at what's happening regarding cases in Tokyo and nationwide in Japan since my last update. I continue to present on screen some stats for you, including nationwide cases, Tokyo's numbers and the amount of PCR tests done nationwide, so feel free to pause the video if you want to. All stats are up to the latest government officially available data since the release of this video update. As Japan continues to impose a state of emergency throughout much of the country, Tokyo reported 4,227 infections on August the 27th. Although this number has not yet been included in the official government data, when I was recording the video, I managed to find plenty of other reports to confirm this information. It's actually the fourth day in a row with over 4,000 cases. Tokyo has in total to date recorded 332,088 infections, making it the highest count of any prefecture. And as of August 26th, there were 4,156 patients hospitalized in Tokyo, with 276 showing severe symptoms. Let's follow on to how things are progressing in regards to the vaccine drive. As of the latest officially available information from the 27th of August, there have now been a total of 124,534,483 doses administered. That's actually 8,794,485 more than last week's update and includes first and second doses. This seems to indicate that the vaccine program is keeping a steady pace, providing over 1 million daily doses. So let's break down the figure even further so that we can fully understand where these doses are actually going. 69,261,828 make up people who have only had one dose, and 55,272,655 make up those who have received both jabs and would therefore be considered fully vaccinated. That means that out of the population of around 126 million people, 54.5% have now received one dose of the vaccine and 43.5% have now received both doses of the vaccine, with more than half of those eligible and wanting receiving one dose, and it looking likely that half of the population will also be fully inoculated, likely within the next 2 weeks. This is certainly a big milestone I look forward to reporting soon. And for more clarity regarding the elderly, which are usually considered the most vulnerable group and make up those people 65 years of age and older, 86.9% of those wishing to take the vaccine are now inoculated with both doses too. In other vaccine-related news, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government has set up a special inoculation center for those aged 16 to 39 at Shibuya City Labour and Welfare Hall near JR Shibuya Station. Interestingly, people can get their shots without an appointment at this venue if they bring their vaccine coupon and ID, but as a result of too much demand, 300 numbered tickets were issued at around 8 AM. Due to the extremely long queues, no more tickets were issued. The Metropolitan Government had been urging people on its website to refrain from coming early to avoid heat stroke and other reasons. However, they had to come early to get one of those cherished tickets. We are very sorry. we will consider improvement measures, a Metro Tokyo representative said. This next story could potentially be a game changer and may be a clear signal towards when things might change, or at least start to change. Prime Minister Suga had mentioned the use of vaccine certificates as a way to restore the economy once the state of emergency is lifted. A Bloomberg article about gains in Japanese travel shares as a result of Suga floating the use of the passport to restore the economy quotes Suga as saying, "We will carefully consider how to restore daily life and socio-economic activities such as bars and restaurants, travel and events, including how to actively use vaccination certificates once the state of emergency is lifted." Currently, the vaccine passport is only mainly used for Japanese residents to prove vaccination status when entering other countries, and it's actually up to each individual country to decide their own rules and regulations regarding quarantine and testing. Also, currently, Japan does not accept any vaccine passport, including their own issued certificate to reduce or remove the mandatory 14-day quarantine, meaning that even Japanese nationals would need to meet the quarantine rules when returning to their own country. This has made it really hard for example, business trips and Japanese people to actually go on vacation abroad, as who would really want to be put in a situation of having to quarantine on their return. Although the article doesn't explicitly mention overseas travel or the use of the vaccine passport to reduce or remove quarantine for tourists or other types of visitors, the main thing to take away for now is that it seems that there will be a review into how the vaccine certificate will operate after the state of emergency is lifted. This is to happen on September the 12th. Therefore, my personal opinion is that we will start hearing more specific information after or around this date. Most importantly, decisions are starting to happen after this date, therefore, hopefully not just looking at the vaccine passport, but also other issues such as student entry and other types of visas currently on hold. So let's wait and see what happens. How do you see this information, team? Am I being too optimistic? I would love to know your thoughts and how you have interpreted this. Another interesting article mentions that Qantas Airline does not believe that quarantine-free travel will become available for at least another 4 months. The article, mainly aimed towards the Australian sector, says, based on the current vaccination projection rates and the Australian government's plan for reopening borders, we are preparing for Qantas and Jetstar international flights to resume from mid-December 2021 between Australia and New Zealand. Interestingly, Qantas gives the same timeline for the resumption of flights from Australia to Fiji, Singapore, the US, Japan, and the UK and Canada. I wouldn't personally look too much into this, but I thought it would be important to give you all the information available. So, as a Pokemon fan, this next story makes me quite sad. Pokemon centers and stores in Japan are closing indefinitely due to the virus. The closures will affect 14 stores across the country, including all the Pokemon cafes in Tokyo and Osaka. The 14 outlets across Japan will close for the time being until further notice. Only 4 Pokemon stores will remain open in Japan. Those are the Pokemon Center in Kanazawa, along with stores in Ehime, Oita and Okayama. However, the Okayama location is set to close permanently on August the 31st. I do hope that these stores are able to bounce back once some sort of normality returns. This is once again an example of how what I consider to be a tourist attraction is being affected by this pandemic. I wouldn't be surprised if other Pokemon stores sadly close permanently too or don't reopen. If you are interested in Pokemon, then check out my previous Pokemon store reviews, Pokemon Cafe vlogs, an amazing Pikachu outbreak vlog, and even some Pokemon Go events I've experienced in previous Japan trips. I'd love to know your opinions on those videos, so please feel free to leave a comment in those videos too. So to finish off, I like to look at what advances are happening that might impact future travel to Japan. And in keeping with accessibility, an inclined elevator has been installed at Tokyo's Akasaka Mitsuke station and is the first of its type in Tokyo. This elevator travels on a slope following the same incline as the stairs. Ordinary vertical elevators need vertical cavities to be created, requiring a fair amount of money and construction work. However, inclined elevators use an already existing space, so no major excavation work is necessary. and Tokyo Metro says it will consider installing more of these elevators at other stations in the future. I hope that they do, because I think it will be quite useful to have this type of facility at stations. So as always, thanks so much for watching this far and staying tuned. It must mean that you are liking this content so far, so please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already, and press the bell notification to keep up to date with all future updates. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, arigatou gozaimasu, gracias, thanks, bye.